Well, 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 what do we have here? Mysterious monsters, spooky scenery, and cowardly canines? That's right, it's a Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog crossover movie. Incredible. After almost 20 years, everyone's favorite pink pooch is returning for a feature-length film and sharing the spotlight with the iconic crew of Mystery Incorporated. The film, titled Straight Outta Nowhere, Scooby-Doo Meets Courage the Cowardly Dog, just released its first trailer, giving us an overview of the plot and a first look at the animation, but also included a bunch of little references and details, and that's what I'm going to be going over today. What's going on, everyone? My name's Janos, and for those unaware, I'm a huge fan of Courage the Cowardly Dog. In addition to its lovable characters and interesting premise, the series earned a special place in my heart due to its unique and surreal art style, iconic villains, and goofy sense of humor. Both it and Scooby-Doo served as my first introductions into the genre of horror when I was a kid, and cemented a love for the offbeat and creepy that still carries over to this day. So, suffice to say, I'm actually really excited about this new film, and I hope you are as well. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this trailer breakdown. As the trailer opens, we see a classically creepy Courage-style monster appear over the Warner Brothers logo. These giant cicada monsters will serve as the primary antagonists in the film, and are extremely reminiscent of Schwick, the cockroach monster from Courage in the Big Stinkin' City. I don't think the two are really related in any way, but the aesthetic similarity is undeniable. Moving on, we get our first look at the gang as they drive away in the Mystery Mobile. There's not a whole lot going on in this scene, but we can see a man tied up in the background, implying they just finished solving a mystery involving him. As they drive away, it seems like Scooby-Doo has gone missing, and has wandered into the town of Nowhere, where he meets Courage. Then we get a look at some slightly smaller cicada monsters before the rest of the gang arrive at the Bags farm. This next scene is where we really start to see some references, as a statue of Cats and LeQuack are clearly visible here. Also, to the right we can see a framed picture of the water dragon William from Food of the Dragon, and below it is one of Dr. Zalost's cannons from the Tower of Dr. Zalost. As the gang explore a bizarre underground cavern, we see a strange floating orb behind Scoob and Courage, which quite possibly could be the source of all the weirdness in Nowhere. Moving on, we see the gang arrive at a mysterious large mansion which, as we'll come to find out, contains the majority of references to Courage villains. Whether this is some kind of museum or an important person's house, I'm not sure. This next scene shows us an obvious reference to the alien brain boss from Car Broke, Phone Yes, but also a slightly less obvious reference to the weremole from Night of the Weremole in the form of a wallpaper pattern, which is actually pretty sweet. Next we meet who I presume to be the owner of this house, who could maybe be the mayor of Nowhere, although the last mayor we saw was this guy from Curtain of Cruelty, so I'm not sure. As he gestures to what he refers to as the Flag of Nowhere, we see a handful of references. First up is the Mayan Baker mummy from Courage Meets the Mummy, then the violin girl from Courage in the Big Stinkin' City. I tried my best to figure out what these other paintings are referring to, but I'm really not sure. Be sure to comment if you have any ideas. As we zoom in on the flag, we can clearly see Bigfoot from Courage Meets Bigfoot, as well as wallpaper depicting UFOs, which could be a reference to any of the various alien ships in the series. Next, as the mysterious man addresses the gang, we can just get a glimpse of a picture of Freaky Fred's love from, well, Freaky Fred. And in the next scene, I was just able to make out a picture of the library from Wrath of the Librarian. Moving on, we can see a clear image of the space dogs from Remembrance of Courage Past, though I can't quite make out the other image in the background. Next up, we see a classic Scooby-Doo hallway gag with a picture of the Queen of the Black Puddle in the background, from the episode of the same name. Skipping a couple scenes, we see Velma, Muriel, and Shaggy in the strange cave from earlier, when Muriel suddenly gets turned into a fish. I'm thinking this was caused by the floating orb we previously saw, implying that it's responsible for the bizarre creatures of Nowhere. Next, as one of the cicada monsters hijacks Eustace's truck, a car chase ensues, giving us a glimpse at its license plate, Dilly 1, which is of course a reference to the series creator, John Dilworth. And that's about it. There is a final scene of Shaggy and Scoob making one of their famous giant sandwiches, which I'm sure Courage is excited about, but there don't appear to be any more references here. Overall, I'm super excited for this film. I really appreciate all the little references they put in there, but kinda hope we actually get to see some villains return. I know in the series' first episode, Katz was creating mutant spiders in his motel, so perhaps he's playing a part in the appearance of these cicada monsters? For now, we can only speculate. But with that said, what did you guys think? Are you as excited for this movie as me? Did you catch any references I missed? As always, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.